Hey folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is The Incredible Hulk, issue 386 by Marvel Comics. Now there is fighting, attempts at murder, visions, a naked lady, guns, arrows, weapons, planes, Hitler, well, not really Hitler, but mentions I suppose perhaps future Hitler. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright. Now I will leave the names on the screen here. I thought I took a picture of the names. This is not my comic. I borrowed it from my friend. I thought I took a picture of where all the the creators are, but no, it's not that. I didn't take that one. So this is a Stan Lee Presents, but that's about all I can tell you. But right here should be the all the creators. I can't tell you that the title of this is Little Hitler. All right. I can't tell you if I recognize anyone because I haven't seen the names. Okay. Let's get into it. Now, this is the first comic I've ever read with Sabra in it. There she is. And when my friend showed me he got this, I was like, oh, can I please borrow it? I really want to read some Sabra. That's quite a cool pose as well. Right, didn't even notice at first it was the Incredible Hulk when you showed it, because I was all focused on her. But anyway, this is the Incredible Hulk. We start the story with this other team. Well, not other team. There's this woman, and she's looking into a pool. Her name is Delphi. I think it's Greek or no Greek. I think Greek. Because the team, she's named Delphi, and there's two more members. One's name is Ulysses, I think, and the other one is Achilles. So I think it's something to do with Greek mythology, perhaps. I could be wrong, though. Correct me down below in the comments. But yes, we start with her. She's some sort of, I know she's supposed to be not a medium. What would be the correct word? A prophet. I think she's sort of a prophet. So she sees a vision where, at first I thought, oh, is this showing Hitler? No, it's another man. And, well, it's essentially like it was in World War II with Hitler. You know, camps and all that kind of stuff. The world is under his control. She's very much disturbed and horrified by these visions, so much so that she yells. She yells out outside of, I guess, where the room where the pool is. We see two men. They hear her screaming. One of them, Ulysses, he says, "Oh, Delphi must have seen something really horrible this time to make her scream like that." Oh wait, no, Achilles said that. Anyway, Ulysses wants to go in to check on her, but Achilles stops him and he says, no, I'll go. You have feelings for Delphi, and while she's doing this, not process, but I don't know. He mentioned something about it, because it's what was it? I don't know. When she's doing these sort of visions, she's naked. She's naked. So don't go in. You'll get distracted by her nudity. I guess Achilles doesn't really care if she's nude or not. Anyway, he goes. She tells him about what she saw. She tells him this child is going to be the next Hitler. You must stop him. And that's it. We move on to an image. We move on to a club where Rick Jones is playing with some band. I'll later show you an image. There was an image from the style of The Simpsons, or was it Futurama? I think it was The Simpsons. And we'll see. We'll see it later on. Anyway, we move to the club. Rick is singing. In the crowd is Betty. Betty's now blonde and she has short hair for some reason. We have her friend, Deborah. Was it Deborah? Nah, never mind. Her friend, and she seems to be Rick Jones's girlfriend, at the very least. They're in the club. Betty is calling one of the drummer cute. But I'm confused. Is she and Bruce married or separated or whatnot? Now in this comic, Bruce is the Hulk, but his mind is in control of the Hulk's body, or it's his body. You get what I mean? It's Bruce. Bruce is walking. The barman's asking him, "Hey, what do you feel like?" And he says, "A stranger." And he says, "No, mate. What do you feel like drinking?" And then suddenly a man appears in front of Bruce. He's bald. He's got a mustache and a beard. I'll leave his name right here on the screen because I don't know how to even pronounce it. But I think he's the leader of this team with the other Greek people. I don't know if they're Greek, but I think he's the leader of that team. He tells Bruce that he needs his help. That, Bruce tells him, send someone else. I got more important things to do, like mend the relationship with my wife. But he tells him, I did send someone. He talks to him about that later. He tells him, no, I already sent someone else. I sent Achilles and he's gone renegade. I need you to come help. So he goes. He goes, gets Rick. Rick says goodbye to his girlfriend, asks her to take his guitar, and they both skedaddle out of there. And we see them on a plane. Looks like a military plane almost. Where Rick Jones is asking, so where are we going, Bruce? And then Bruce starts talking to that guy again. And he says, who you're talking to? And Bruce tells him, a holographed man only I can see. And Rick is just, cool. And then this man shows himself in front of Rick. Before that, he's talking to Bruce. He said, if you could go back to the past and you could kill Hitler as a child, and then you could prevent all the death, the suffering, and prevent World War II, would you do it? Would you go back? And Bruce answers that under no circumstances would he ever kill a child. But it's an age-old question, isn't it? And it is, isn't it? Would you go back and kill Hitler as a child? You think it's an easy enough answer, right? If you could prevent World War II. But then, at the time you'll go and kill him, he's not really yet the Hitler we know today. He's just Adolf, a young child. So is it... I don't know. That's a question for someone smarter than me. It's not an easy one, I think, to answer. Who knows, there's some other universe, if other universes exist, where Adolf Hitler is a famous painter. And not what we know him as today. He got into art school and everything went great. Right, anyway, back to this. So he tells them about this young boy named Max. Max Murray. Or it's supposed to be like this kid here, but he's got a different suit on inside the comic. But anyway, he's going to grow up to be this man Delphi saw in her vision, or her prophecy. So he said, we sent Achilles to go talk to the parents to give us the kid into our custody so we can teach him. And it looks like Achilles went literally overboard and tried to kill him. So yeah, that didn't go well. And he asks Bruce and Rick to return the kid, go return Achilles, and if they can get the kid. And Bruce says, well, what if we can't get the kid? And basically, this man just tells him, "You do what you see right." I think I got one part mixed up. Before that, we get introduced to Max. His parents are from, I think, Dunburg. Yeah, Dunburg. His dad is from there. His mom went there, was a young student. She fell in love with his dad. They're now in the Israeli embassy. And there's Robin. Robin's here. Not Robin. 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 They're in the embassy. They get introduced to Max. Sorry. He gets so he gets introduced to Max. There's some mention that he's tired from the flight and he's been having headaches lately. Well, that's it. We get introduced to him. We see Achilles staring at him from the window after he shakes Robin's hand. After that, the part on the plane happens, and after that, Robin also promises that they'll have their best agent on the case, which is Sabra, right there. Then we move on to the boy. He's in, I forgot what place he is, but Max is there. He's hanging out. He's bored. Well, kids and adult events normally is boring for them. He's just sitting there and standing there. Then he's approached by Greta Rabin. I actually wonder if Robin really did have a daughter named Greta, or if they changed some things for the comic. I actually know. I should really check. Greta's asking him, you look as bored as I feel, want to go see the old city, go out. And at first, it looks like he's about to say no, but then he changes his mind and says yes. Let's go. The two guards are supposed to watch him, which one of them is Sabra. They see that, oh shit, the kids escaped. So the guard that's with Sabra says, "You stay here, I'll go after them." She calls him, he says, what a jackass, and starts to take off her guard clothes, I guess, to change into her superhero outfit. Anyway, while the two kids wander in Jerusalem, Greta's showing him old Jerusalem and everything, and they even go into a bookstore, and Max buys a book. It looks like Max has powers. He has the powers to make people do what he wants, because he wants to buy this book. It's 10 shekels. And then Greta tells him you're supposed to huggle. That's the custom. And he just tells the man, "I'll pay you 5 for this." The man's about to tell him, "Are you crazy? I can only make you this discount." And suddenly, when he looks into Max's eyes, he said, "Very well." So I think our Max has powers. At first he doesn't look evil, You think, poor kid. Achilles is after him, trying to kill him, but not so sure anymore as we keep going in. Rick and Bruce are in Jerusalem. They're looking around for Max. Achilles is also, as the guard is following Greta and Max, he gets, Achilles grabs him, punches him in the face, and takes his uniform. Well, he's after the kids. Rick is after the kids. Rick loses the kids, because a few Alibabas are all carrying a carpet. That was quite funny. Then Rick comes to Bruce. It's quite hilarious. At first, when he sees the kids, when Rick sees them for the first time, and he says, "Daddy-o" to Big Daddy. And Bruce is like, "What?" Good old Rick. I quite liked him in the cartoon, I remember. It looked different then. I think here he's in his 20s probably. I think back in the cartoon he was maybe a teen. Not sure. Anyway, and at some point, the kids, I think, encounter Achilles. He grabs Max, but Max throws the book he bought in his face. And he and Greta run. And Achilles says, oh, I'm glad Ulysses didn't see me. I would never live this down. I'm like, yeah, he'd probably laugh at you for losing a kid. Horns. Anyway, he's running after them. The kids run actually past Bruce. Bruce is like, oh, there they are. Well, just about the time Rick tells him he lost them. He starts to go after them, but then all of a sudden Sabra appears flying. And she hits Bruce straight away. She thinks he's after the kids to kill them. Because there was an attempt when they first came to Tel Aviv, when Max's family came, or in Tel Aviv, and that's where Achilles attempted to kill him, to kill Max already. Now she starts fighting Bruce. It looks like they have history, or she has history with the Hulk, more like it. I think she realizes that now Bruce is in control of the Hulk. Now it's his mind that's in control, not the Hulk's. But before he can say something, she shoots him with these arrows that she has. One of them hits him in the throat, and he loses his ability to speak. So now Sabra thinks he's the same old Hulk. So they begin to fight. He doesn't have a chance to explain to her anything. Meanwhile, Greta and Max reach a dead end. She took a wrong turn. Achilles reaches them. Looks like he's about to shoot Max. Max tries his powers on him, tells him what to do, but it doesn't work on Achilles. But before he can shoot them, Rick Jones jumps out and grabs his hand. Rick and Greta run away. Achilles is fighting Rick. Achilles is quite violent, I must say. He wants to snap Rick's neck. I wonder what type of hero he is exactly. Well, anyway, Greta sees a bunch of people and she tells Max, let's go ask them for help. And now Max turns to these people and tells them, there's the man who tried to kill me. Go kill him. I'm like, holy shit, mate. He's a violent little guy, isn't he? Well, he's not little. He's 13, but first I thought he was like 10 maybe, or 8. I mean, maybe he's just a bit short. But he just tells him, go and kill this dude. I'm like, well, maybe that is Hitler in the making. Or something close to that, at least. It's interesting, isn't it? I want to actually see if I can find the other ones of this, because I want to see how this continues. Does he actually turn into a little Hitler? I mean, anyway, and that's where it's about to end. Rick and then we see next image we see is Sabra. At first the Hulk couldn't get her, but before that he managed to grab her by her furry coat there, or furry cape. Let's call it a furry cape. And he knocks her down, and she says, uh-oh, I think I'm in big, so up panel, it's her saying, oh, I think I'm in deep. She's lying on the floor, the Hulk's above her. And then in the panel below, we see Rick Jones and Achilles, and Rick finishes for her, says the same, in trouble. As they're surrounded by the people that Max sent, and that's where the comic ends. So that was, and that's it. That's the end of a very intriguing story. Let's get to the art before the conclusion. So, alright, the art now. Let me just find the pictures I'll later use. Right, so we'll start with the, you know what, I'll include the one, the title there, you see Delphi. Right here. The art's very good. I wish I actually knew who did the art, but I quite like it. So there's Delphi there. I mean, you don't see a lot of nudity in that one, but that's all I'll post just in case. Then you see this Gamma Red Man, and it says Doc Simpson. I don't know. It's on Rick's T-shirt as he sings. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. There we go. So that's one page. Yeah, the art is very good, I must say. I liked it, though in some places they're missing pupils and shit, but that occasionally does happen. Next, I'll show you the image where it's the ladies looking at the men, and then we see old Brucey and that barman guy. Oh, and there's the man I've been talking about. There he is here. He's wearing a purple dress, has a cape. What was his name? What was his... there's his name. Agamemnon. That was his name, but I'll still leave it in the beginning. But yeah, the art here is very good. And and then the last page I'll also leave here. There's again Rick leaving, and then and then you see an image of Max here. There's parents, Robin, I mean. Yeah, so there's Max. That first image doesn't look particularly like an evil kitty, but there might be some doubts about that. Oh yeah, and here's another one. The last one I'll show here. It's where that's what we see where Sauber's flying towards them and about to hit the Hulk. That's a very cool image there. And there's Max hitting Achilles with the book in his face. Quick thinking, though. You gotta give the kid that. Quick thinking. Yeah, so that's about all the art. Alright. In conclusion, this was I guess this would be the beginning to a story then, wouldn't it? A continuation. It's a continuous run. It's interesting to see, this is actually the first comic I've read where Bruce is in control of the Hulk. I've read another, I think even 2 issues where he's in control. So it's interesting, now with Bruce being in the body and controlling it. It's quite, I don't know what they're trying to say, better or worse than that. Yeah, so now he's his intelligent self. It looks like he has some trouble with Betty in their marriage. There's at one point when Betty and Rick's girlfriend walks out, she tells Betty tells her you're just gonna have to get used to him running out. It's like being with a cop. But then but then the girlfriend says, well, you never did yet. Not used to it, but you never accepted it. And Betty says, Betty says, good point. So I wonder what's been happening with them there. I like the dynamic between Rick and Bruce. It's actually quite nice. I wonder if there's a point in the series where he's the Hulk completely. How does that work with him and Rick then? I wonder what's the dynamic there. But yeah, overall, this was very interesting. I gotta remember the number of this comic and ask my friend if maybe he can find the next issue. I wonder what's this other team? Like the Achilles, Delphi, how do they work? Well, do they have their own book, I wonder, or were they just for this? And why has Achilles gone renegade and decided to just go kill the kid? Like, I get it, there's the potential there, but can't they do something less extreme than just right out killing him? Although, who knows? It looks like he already has these powers of convincing. So I wonder what he's going to use them as. And he does seem to have also quite violent reactions. Because he tells those people, he could have just told them, go stop this man, or please help us. But he tells them to go kill him. So it's quite interesting. Is he really evil, or is there something else? Cover's a bit misleading, isn't it? You think, oh, we're gonna see the Hulk protecting this kid. But no. Well, he kind of does that, but not in this exact same way. That's still a very cool image, isn't it? Look at him all evil there. No, seriously, that is quite the evil smile there. I'll bring it closer so you can see. Look at that. You wouldn't want to meet him in an alley. I wonder, what are his powers? His powers actually kind of remind me of the Purple Man from Jessica Jones. The Purple Man can make you do whatever he wants. I wonder if Max is the same. Although it looks like maybe not, because it didn't work on Achilles. Maybe it depends on how strong your mind is or if you have powers. Could be. Could be. Yeah, overall, a good story. Oh, a good start of the story. I enjoyed it a lot. The art was good. Very good. Some cool poses, and I do dig this cover. It's a very nice cover. Alright, folks, so that is it. Let me know if you read this issue. What did you think about it? Have you read... what do you think about the Incredible Hulk run? This particular run, I mean. Let me know in the comments below. That is it. Till next time, remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!